Okay, so this is a tough one to do because we got so much Coach wants to talk about. So, as far as like what we're betting on for this year, as far as like our picks lining up with like, political events, that sort of stuff. So, it's nice that Trump's back in office and we want our Guardians to get a name change. We want the Commanders to get a name change. Of course, we want Braves for the Commanders and we want the Skins logo back. For Cleveland, I've changed my mind on the Tribe. I want them to go full out. I want the Cleveland Wahoos. That's what Coach is calling. He thinks that's what we're gonna get. So they put a bill in. They're trying to pass um, where they're gonna move the Commanders to RFK Stadium, but they said they won't do it if they don't get the logo. Now, Coach was thinking about like kickoffs and stuff, or field goals, and how they use a special ball. Of course, we think they play tricks with everything, but it's interesting they got to change the ball out. I bet there's some sort of different magic that makes it do all the funky stuff. Like the normal balls don't have curves and stuff, right? Like there's not supposed to be some like the quarterback throws it and it goes like wildly to the left or to the right, like they do with the kicks, right? So Coach said so that has something to do with the use six per game. So Zadarius Smith is having a productive season with the Lions. The Lions are truly terrifying, Coach. He really doesn't think there's any way they're gonna do it, but it's just like they're bluffing it so hard. They got the bye week, so they basically just won a playoff game with today's win. They don't have to play in the wild card round, and they only need 2 wins to fuck up our perfect Super Bowl. It sucks so bad, but Coach really doesn't think it's going to happen. There's a variety of reasons why. Um, so I thought it was interesting. Goff has thrown 7 interceptions at least, unless he threw another one later in the game on Sunday Night Football. And Coach says that Goff can't win like primetime games, right? Like marquee matchups, right? Um, a player on the Commanders got their 200th start. They also set the NFL record for most tackles in a career. Thought that was nice. We got a Marcus and Marcus connection. We got Marcus Lattimore and Marcus Mariota. Mariota as a wide receiver. He's been teammates with 3 times, so on 3 different squads. Is now third. He's had the same guy to throw the ball to. Rams connections. Rodney McLeod. That's a nice Ramskin connection for us. Also, oh my gosh. Oh, Lattimore was with the Rams at 1.2. Let's see. Oh, yeah, the Skins guy set their franchise record for most catches in a most catches in a season. I think it was most touchdown catches, most touchdown receptions in a season. Let's see. Oh, and then of course, before Jaden Daniels, he set the QB rush record. He broke RG3's record, so we're hoping with this Buccaneers matchup that he pulls an RG3 and gets injured, and the Buccaneers actually are the perfect type of team for round one. They're one of the few teams I could see us like surviving a bad half to bench Jalen or Jaden or what he gets hurt or whatever, and then Mariota comes in because it doesn't seem like they're gonna just start Mariota going forward, even though that's obviously what they should do. Let's see what else we got. That was interesting. So we got Dan Quinn winning the Super Bowl this year and Dan Campbell winning it next year. The Lions are like officially out of cornerbacks. Like literally every single cornerback is injured. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Bucks big three. They've only played together 5 times all season, and they only lost one of those, and it was the first game Chris Middleton was back, and they were playing in Boston. Sam Darnold twisted his ankle in the Lions game, so that might be bad for the Vikings. The Bucks weren't healthy last year when they lost to the Pacers, so I'm pretty sure Giannis wasn't healthy. So, like, Bucks fans are extremely confident. Like, they really think that their team is like they think the Bucks scare the hell out of everybody, which is what Coach thinks. And that if all goes well, they'll just dominate. They're really not scared of anybody. as far as like the Tyrese Halliburton trade, like that'd be cool, but at least he's exactly where we would need him to be. If the trade doesn't happen, like he'll play a key role and they get over on Halliburton, like that works too. Let's see. Brook Lopez isn't as dominant as before. I feel like we might need Robin Lopez to come out and help share the load. Pacers are like a good type of heel. Like they talk a lot of trash and can't back it up. Coach is thinking about a couple of things with the one eye symbolism, just a couple idioms that people throw around all the time. Turn a blind eye and like keep an eye on something. Thought that was interesting. And then so the Bucks have a player, AJ Green. He's on a list of tallest players in the NBA or in NBA history who haven't dunked the ball. So we really want to see an AJ Green dunk. We want to get him off that stupid list. And then let's see. Alrighty, so here's some fun stuff. Alrighty, so Coach had a moment. He was sitting on the couch and he wasn't looking at the screen. He was rolling one up, right? So he just heard someone start talking, and he looked up expecting to see Danny McBride. But he didn't see Danny McBride. He saw Patrick Mahomes. Okay, and he couldn't get any hits on the similarities as far as the looks, but I'm telling you.
Nice party for us at the hotel. The Chainsmokers came through. DJ Khaled came through. In Seattle, I had the goddamn Spoon Man from the Soundgarden videos coming to my shit. No way. Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, it's the same person. Amazing video proves Patrick Mahomes is the NFL version of Kenny Powers. Let's see. I spent too much time on that, but yeah, straight up sounds like Kenny Powers. I thought it was very interesting that there's so much made about it already. It's like, yeah, you really can hear it. Coach is thinking about turbans, how sketchy it is, like the head shaped like that and stuff. Like, wonder what's under there. I wouldn't like a turban anyways. If I see an orange one, I'm sprinting the other way. I didn't have anything to do with that. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Gronkowski says Tom lost $30 million in crypto. Now we know Tom's not hurting for money, but he did get divorced. Okay, so like even if he's only down $30 million, even if it was coach and he had all that money, it would be hard not to talk himself into like just playing one more season to get that back. Make up for that one bad investment. Like it's gonna be the last time he could ever play again and make that sort of money. So you might as well just do it. And also, there's all the legacy reasons to do it. Build your brand, right? So that's the real reason to do it. So we got our wild card matchups. So we're going to go ahead and skip that for now. We'll circle back. We got a better graphic than that one is the reason why. So I will spoil, so the Commanders are getting the Buccaneers. We're 13-13 in the all-time series. We've matched up 3 times by coach's count in the playoffs, with Tampa winning 2 out of 3. The first being in '99. The Commanders lost 14-13. Then in 2005 they got some revenge with a 17-10 win in the wild card. So we get that wild card win back, but then we can repeat that. But then in 2021 they got a wild card win over us. So I think that we put them over for Tom Brady's Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure after I remembered that, I was like, didn't we actually have some reasons for them to go against the Buccaneers? This type shit scares me with the Lions. They have the most offensive touchdowns, second most in NFL history with 68, of course. Right? They got their number. This is why Coach isn't scared of the Lions. It has not been 68 years since the curse. Okay? That doesn't happen until October, because in week 2 of 1958 is when they traded Bobby Lane. So Coach thinks it's bullshit if somehow it's 68 years from the most recent championship. I mean, I guess it could be. But either way, like next year would be in the 68, but this is the only one that wouldn't be in, this year wouldn't qualify if it's going from the trade year. Like next year, either one would work because it's still in 2025 to 2026, right? We still go to 25, right? But you need 26 if you're going 68 years from the curse of 58. So Coach is banking on that. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. Right there's your proof. Just took a picture of Teddy Bridgewater to show you how dope he looks. Got the big dreads. He's one of Coach's favorite quarterbacks. Let's see. Jahmyr Gibbs. As soon as Coach saw that, he knew what was up. This is Nelly. No doubt in my mind, Jahmyr Gibbs is Nelly. Not super on the resemblance. Unless you ask Jared Goff, who says you look like Nelly, and the top comment is we got Nelly and Ryan Gosling. Yeah, and they also forgot they have Dan Talica. Right? The dude. Let's see. Oh, yeah. So here's our wild card matchups. Or just our full. Oh, I got better graphic than that even. Let's do this one. Is that the end of it? Oh, yeah. So I'll reply to Boston Allen real quick. So he said, Lions are back-to-back NFC North champions, clinched their first number one seed in franchise history. Not only what Matthew Stafford or Barry Sanders couldn't do it. Sorry, I love the Lions as well. Watch Calvin Johnson, Matthew Stafford going off on Thanksgiving. All the good old days of Detroit football. Yeah, Coach loves the Lions as well. We just want them to be 1 year away. So we're basically banking that this Lions team is the 03 Red Sox, not the 04 Red Sox. And then, let's see. Oh, yeah, I like that the Lakers have Shake Milton. He is a Sixer. He's very fun. He's a 6'5" guard with handles. And when he comes on the court, they play shake, shake, shake. Let's see. Yeah, of course the Bucks should not trade for Jimmy Butler. I want the Pacers or the Clippers. Those would be my two favorite teams for Jimmy Butler to go to. Maybe the Celtics. Bucks can't afford another short. Yeah, whatever. All right, so here's your playoff matchups. Okay, so here we go. We're at the end of the video. Let's actually get into it. Let's break it down. So, when Coach was watching the game and he knew it was out of reach for the Vikings and the Lions were going to get the bye week, he said, please God, let there be a chance that the first matchup is the Rams or the Vikings. Because those are the two teams I think would have the best chance to knock off the Lions. Stafford getting revenge. It'd be weird having the Rams in the NFC Championship. This works for us too, because it's like even if we get to the NFC Championship, it could be Commanders-Lions, and that is pretty epic. And nobody would see us beating the Lions, So, Buccaneers, Eagles, then Lions/Rams. That's a pretty impressive one. So obviously it's going to be the Bucs for sure. That's to be the winner of the Packers and the Eagles. We definitely want the Eagles. We think that's way more fun. Right? And then it's going to be Lions, Vikings, or Rams. The Vikings, Justin Jefferson, he just broke that Redskins record like a year or two ago. It could be the Vikings. Right? And, that fifth seed is very deceiving. Nobody would think too much about them somehow making it out of there. So, really tough to call. It's tough to see the Vikings getting bounced in the first round. Darnold does have some ankle excuse or something like that. I would love to see the Rams just surprise everybody. That would make it so awesome. Because all we need is Detroit to lose. We want the Commanders to win. But even more important than that is Detroit losing. If I'm completely wrong, just don't let it be that. Let it be Chiefs 3-peat, or even the fucking Steelers getting 7. I don't care, some ridiculous shit, right? But if it's the Lions there and it's the stupid Ravens, Steelers, or Chiefs, is the only ones we could possibly see them going against. Maybe the Bills or something weird. You know what? That got Coach thinking. Are they running Skins Bills rematch? That's who we got last time, and we beat their asses in '91. It's so tough to call. The Alex Smith thing makes me think for sure it's the Chiefs. But short of that, I would have never thought of them being the team to do. Why not just be the Bills? Right? And people can talk about how awesome it's going to be the Bills have never won it. And then it's just the skin smacking their asses again. And then it's like, what do you know? The Giants are eventually going to beat them, and maybe the Eagles even smack them twice eventually, you know what I mean? After 86, who knows? But, yeah, it's tough on the AFC side of things. Like I said, so at least one of the Steelers or Ravens will be done after the wild card. So that's one more reason to breathe easy. So at that point, we'll have the Lions still. They'll be alive. And the Chiefs and or Ravens Steelers. We want the Steelers to actually do us a solid because they're not that scary. If they could knock out the Ravens, I'd be feeling a lot better. No way the Chiefs lose to the Chargers or Houston. So it'd be really nice. This would make Coach's life a lot easier. If the Steelers in the divisional round could find a way to get revenge on the Bills and get the Bills curse on them, so that we know for sure if at that point it's like Commanders, Rams, and then Chiefs, Bills. It's like, okay, so we can bet exact matchup at this point, right? Like we know for sure they're gonna be beating the Bills. So, or I mean, no, like I said, if the Bills are out, we'll know for sure they're going to be beating the Chiefs because it's not. I mean, I guess they could do Commanders, Steelers, but there's too many things working against Steelers. There's like no way in hell they're getting the Super Bowl. Hard Knocks thing. I think that eliminates both the Steelers and the Ravens. So if we're just going by curse logic, I think both those teams are done. The Broncos have a rookie quarterback, and they're the 7th seed. Let's just go ahead and forget about them. Okay. We know the Texans are cursed. It's not them. And the Chargers, although they have rebranded, are historically one of the most cursed franchises ever. So I really think that realistically only leaves the Chiefs and the Bills. And just so happens to be the two perfect teams for the Commanders to go against. So then on our side, curse logic, we have a good solve for the Eagles, so we can go ahead and scratch them off. They also have the Kirk Cousins curse on them. And the Packers, I just don't think they're good enough. And that's a stupid thing to say, but I mean, we just saw them lose to the freaking Bears, dude. That's some curse shit if I've ever heard it. And they started off, they lost their first and last game of the season. The first game was that Brazil one, right, to the Eagles. So many people said right when that game was over, it was such a good one. Oh, we like to see this rematch in the postseason. I can't believe I didn't have that written down as a surefire rematch. I just completely forgot about it until just right now. But yeah, a lot of people were calling for it right at the time. So, Eagles won that first matchup. Maybe it's something crazy like the Packers pull a wild upset. I mean, the Buccaneers beat the Eagles' asses in the first round last year. So maybe it's Washington, Green Bay there. But we did already get the Eagles. I don't think we've played Green Bay. So that would be interesting. So that could be the wild upset, right? Because we know the Broncos aren't taking the Bills. Right, so that would be the only chance at a 7 seed winning. That'd be a 7 and a 6 on the same. But then the Rams could win, kind of make it a bit more chalk, and then we could have. And it's so tough to say. It really is. Like I said, not trying to waste too much time here, but just wanted to give you my initial thoughts. And you know, it's definitely tricky, but this looks about like what we'd want. That's the problem with what we'd want. There's always going to be so many like, oh yeah, this could also be this, it could also be this. So Coach feels amazing because we have the solve, right? But if we're just looking based on like who's been there, it's like, oh yeah, that's a scary Chiefs team. They could three-peat. They do have the Bills curse on them a couple times from last year. Hopefully that finally bites them. Maybe they beat the Bills here again in the AFC Championship. You know, maybe the AFC is completely chalk, and you know it's just the NFC that's wild, and it's a 6 versus a 1, or a 6 versus a 5 or a 4 in the NFC Championship. You know, who knows? We think we're about to have a 6 versus an 8 seed national title championship for college playoffs, so not too crazy, I guess.